have sneaking suspicion I know where the rabbit is, but apparently this is all the same, so we're gonna skip past all this, if it will let me. Oh, and we're back here again. You're late. Off with your head. Breathing heavily, I leaned forward, pressing the palms of my hands against my knees. I ran here as fast as I could after finishing breakfast. Still wasn't good enough. Not for a rye. You're not really going to execute me, are you? Not right this second. I'll get blood on my dress. So, on bed then? Right, turns her nose up in the air, arms folded. Just this once, alright? I decided to go a little easy on you, but don't get the wrong idea. It'd be too much effort to chastise you properly, that's all. Not like I like you or anything, moron. Of course not. There's no I could ever make that mistake. Some fellas look even brighter than ever in the early morning. Vast sea of orange and yellow spots against a canvas of mint green and night blue. Gentle breeze makes them sway, petals fluttering, leaves rustling, without a care in the world. I can understand why some people would think they're pretty. Looking at this blanket of sunflowers is somewhat relaxing, especially with the soft sough of the wind as it goes passing by. However, I can't quite shake my lingering paranoia that sunflowers look like eyes. Large cluster of eyes. Whole audience filling each and every set in an auditorium, staring unblinkingly at the action taking place on stage. I shudder. Sorry if I'm a little late. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's more than a little. That's a whole 300 seconds. Doesn't even sound a little when I put it like that, does it? I really am sorry. Grandmother kept putting more and more food on my plate at breakfast. I felt too guilty to just get up and leave. Ryan makes that's not good enough snort and snaps her pocket watch shut, placing it back in her pocket. So, looking for Shiro today too? Yes, that's right. We haven't a moment to lose. Did anybody find you about him? As a matter of fact, my parents called this morning at Suzumi's. Oh? And what did they say? They said an old woman called. She said she'd seen our posters in town, and she said she'd seen a white rabbit on a walk in the forest yesterday. She thought it was peculiar since white rabbits aren't very common around here. Or something. That sounds like a good lead as any. Exactly. Should be going as soon as possible. Otherwise the trail might get cold. Gave Arai a small smile, though I refrained from doing anything overly familiar, such as patting her on the shoulder. If I did that, she might break my fingers. Or cut them off. Anything you say, Holmes. You lead the way. Does that make you Watson? I guess so. You would be the incompetent, bumbling one, wouldn't you? Just don't get in my way. I'll do my best. Two of us walk into the forest together, both silent. Rai seems too concerned about Shiro to say anything. I'm caught up in thoughts of my own. Forget just how peaceful this place was. Used to come here all the time with Noel, didn't I? Went for long walks together down these old earthen paths, skipping stones in the river, having picnics under the tall trees, searching for birds and animals amongst the undergrowth. When I think about all the light-hearted, lazy days I've spent down here, it makes me feel just a little nostalgic. Everything I see brings old memories to the forefront of my mind. Smell of that plant life and vegetation, mixed with the richness of the damp earth, fills my nostrils. I hail this clean, pure air almost greedily. Sunlight filters down through the leaves. Velvet is a softer green when it reaches the forest floor, dotting about in a mosaic of light. Crunching, rustling noises fill the air as leaves and twigs shifted beneath us. The very landscape of the forest alters as we venture deeper and deeper. Forget just how pretty this place was, how soothing. Thought I'd never forget. I willed myself not to forget. And yet, despite that, memories still slipped from my mind, day by day, just like sand through an hourglass. Inevitably, the finer details of my life in this village have begun to fade away, completely overtaken with the hustle and bustle of the city. I feel as though, for the first time, I really am back home where I belong. The city has some good aspects too, I won't deny it. It is nice to be able to go buy snacks whenever you want, not have to walk around for an hour to get to the bookstore. But the city doesn't have anything like this. Nearly trimmed parks in the city with bright green grass and carefully arranged flowers don't compare at all. Not as vast or expanse, wide and sprawling as the forest. They don't have the same kind of quiet, tranquil majesty. But the whole wide, sprawling nature of the forest seems to be troubling Arai right now. This is stupid. Rai turns about, scowling, and kicks the base of a tree with a loud thud. He birds sitting in the birds squawk in alarm, flying away in a flurry of feathers. Red-faced, she leans forward, panting. Her hair looks disheveled, as does her dress. What's wrong? Are you okay? Do I look okay, you moron? Thought she stopped calling me that. Evidently not. This forest is just too big. I holds her hand to her brow, shielding her eyes from the sun. I have no idea where we'll find Shiro in here. There's so many places he could be hiding, and he's such a small rabbit. But you tried so hard. Can't give up now. I know. If I give up now, I'd never forgive myself. I can't leave Shiro. That'd be the worst, the complete and utter worst. But she sighs. I didn't realize how big this place was. I had no idea. You've never been in the forest before? Try to keep the credulity out of my voice, but it's different. I've been coming here ever since I could walk. At first, chaperoned by my parents, then side by side with Amu, and now more frequently with Noel. We used to go for small impromptu school trips here a great deal too. Those people interestingly shaped leaves and tried to identify the different trees. Ryan must have been on those as well, mustn't she? Well, obviously I've been in the forest before. Not that sheltered. I had to do all those fun exercises in class, remember? Just, I've been here so recently, and I forget how big it was, okay? But it's so pretty. If I still lived nearby, I want to take walks in the forest all the time. What's your point? I don't know. It just seems like a waste, that's all. Different people enjoying different things, you know. Well, that is true. Like Noelle and her passion for drawing and Moo with her baseball. Neither of my best friends have interests entirely parallel with mine, now that I think about it. Besides, it's dangerous here. Dangerous? You mean you might get lost? No, of course not. I'm not stupid. As if I would ever get lost. Or stung by nettles. I'm far too cautious for such a thing. Or bitten by mosquitoes. Certainly, my high-class scent might attract disgusting bugs, but they wouldn't bother me. Rai stands, drawing herself to her full height. Rather, you know, it might be bears or wolves. There aren't any wolves in Japan. They've been extinct for years. I don't think there are many bears here either. Well, then, maybe not, but it's all dirty in here, and I could ruin my clothes. Scrambling through the mud for fun isn't very ladylike. It's the pursuit of a commoner. It has nothing to do with me. As though I wanted to play out here. The fact that Big Sis didn't like it has nothing to do with it. With this, Rai turns her nose up in the air, arms folded. She looks restless and exhausted at the same time. Fingers clenched and unclenched by her sides. Her face far too pale. Feel like I should make a suggestion. Well, I've been here quite a lot, so I think I'm fairly familiar with the forest. I can help lead you around if you want. Huh? You? Lead me? What am I, a faithful pet? No, that isn't what I... Are you gonna put a collar on me and start calling me Shaku? Shiku? That your idea? No way, I'd never do that. Now I feel like I've done something wrong. Idiot. If you knew a place to look, then you could have suggested it earlier. Stupid. Huh? You don't mind? Not really. I thought you didn't like the idea of following me. I don't, not at all. But if it will help me find Shiro, then it's alright, I suppose. I will relent. Now, I'm completely unreasonable, you know. Well, as long as she isn't completely, now we might be able to get somewhere. One girl I know who spends more time in the forest than anybody else. If anyone will know where Shiro is, she will. Unless she hasn't murdered it already. Need to go find her. After 10 or 15 minutes of walking, we finally make it to our destination. A large old tree standing proudly in the middle of a small clearing. Branches just upwards into the sky, its trunk covered in splotches of deep-grown moss. When Noelle and I used to go for walks in the forest, this tree was always our designated resting stop. It's a landmark in my mind, just as iconic as the Tokyo Tower. Noelle and I spent countless hours together under the tree, sketching and me reading a book. Sometimes brought food with us, and we would have picnics beneath the comforting shade of this tall tree, sipping tea from a thermos and eating sandwiches. And just as I predicted, she's there right now. Sitting under the tree, her silver hair fluttering in the breeze, sketchbook on her lap and a pencil poised in one hand, is Noelle. Don't think she's noticed, despite the rustling of leaves and crackling of twigs that herald our arrival. She's completely engrossed in the drawing. Her light blue eyes flicker up to meet some indeterminate point in the forest, settle back down in a sketchbook. Gaze continues to move up and down, her grip on the pencil never faltering. That level of concentration really is something. I focus her gaze so intense, I feel it sucking me in. Hey, why did you bring us here, you cretin? Ow. I don't have enough time to stand around gulping. Not an amusement museum. Well, I'm not at an art museum. There's certainly no rule against the raised voices here. That's something Araya starts to demonstrate ample, to the best of her ability. We need to find Shiro, remember? Don't have time to stand around. That's right. I haven't forgotten. You're such a pain. Why do I even put up with you? Because you don't have to pay me for my services? As if you deserve to be paid for your services. What cheek. I apologize, milady. Small scuffle is enough to break Noelle's concentration. She lifts her head to look at us, blinking in surprise. Looks as though she's just surfed up from a large body of water, or was woken up from a beautiful dream. Action and Rai. Noelle sees Rai standing a little way behind me. Rai suddenly white. Looks nervous, like a deer in headlights. What are you doing here? Instantly start to feel guilty. Never liked interrupting Noelle while she was drawing. She goes through life with such a hazy, distant look on her face, as though she's completely disconnected from her surroundings, but when she draws, a certain kind of light begins to spark in her eyes. It's only when she draws that she comes to life. Well, that kind of thing isn't something that should be interrupted. Like waking a sleepwalker. Rory can be dangerous. When she draws, it seems to be the only time Noelle is ever truly awake. Well, actually, we came here to ask a favor. Huh? We did? Yeah, we did. Rai looks at me dubiously. But why would Noelle be of any use? We've hardly ever spoken to one another. The phrase of any use, Noelle flinches. Head hangs so low it looks as though it might slip off her neck and fall to the ground. Yes, she's right. We really haven't spoken. Exactly, so why she won't know anything. This has been a complete waste of time, honestly. Ray sighs, flipping one blonde curl behind her shoulder. You really are a fool. I thought for a few seconds I could trust your judgment. No, you see, Noelle has a talent. A talent? I do? Yeah, that's right. But I can't do any party tricks. Wouldn't even be able to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Well, speaking of rabbit, what a strange thing to get hung up about. Well, she might not be able to produce a rabbit out of thin air, but she might be able to help us track an existing one down. No, that isn't what I meant. Maybe talent isn't the right word then. It's just, Noah's better acquainted with the forest than anybody. Isn't that right? Is that true? Well, I do go around here for walks quite often. I'm fairly well acquainted with the forest, I think. Not that I would want to boast or anything. I don't know if it's something worth boasting about. That's right, so Shiro is in this forest, and Olo is the person most likely to have seen him. Shiro? Hi, rabbit. A very cute rabbit, with a white body and a fluffy tail, and floppy ears. He went missing 2 days ago. Oh, that's too bad. I like rabbits a lot too. You do? Yes, they're very cute. Not one of my own, but my parents won't let me. That's a weak way of looking at things. Weak? Yes, you really want something, you shouldn't let anybody stand in your way. That shows a weak will. Hey, I think that might be quite a dangerous way to live. Right, glass. It's the only way to live. But anyway, you're in the goody two-shoes over here. There's nothing wrong with being sensible. Rabbits are cute, but Shiro is the cutest. Definitely know him if you saw him. Not at all like the wild rabbits that overrun this forest. Copulating like nymphomaniacs when they eat their babies. Staring at Rai in horror, mouth falling open. Do rabbits eat their babies? Sometimes, yes. But why? There's a cruel world out there. You need to take what you want. Try to avoid being taken yourself. I see. I whimper. Well, rabbits were just cute and nice, like lemon balls or cotton wool. And If even Noel is nodding along with the ride, this must be true. Must the world be so disturbing and corrupt? Anyway, Shiro isn't a peasant. He's of noble descent. After all, he is a member of the great Onodera family. Oh, is your family noble? Is it? Well, in a sense. Is that so? I thought your parents ran the general store in the village. Ray's face flushes. Well, there are different levels of nobility, you know. All the people in Versailles were particularly wealthy. Oh, I don't know much about that, but I suppose it's true. I did read a book in one time that Madame du Barry achieved her position in the palace by sleeping with the king, even though she was a fairly lowly birth. I suppose the message is, as long as people try hard, they can achieve anything, regardless of their wealth. That's exactly right. There are different levels, and hey, what are you trying to imply? Imply? I wasn't implying anything. Just trying to join in with the conversation. Akchan, your friend is just as dense as you. You make a good couple. Replies are simultaneous. A couple? Akchan? Rai shrugs her shoulders. I'm just saying it like it is. Birds of a feather flock together. My feathers are far too ornate to be associated with either of you. But you're calling Akchan. I am. Earl looks down at the ground, eyes obscured behind her bangs. Can't tell what kind of expression she's wearing, but judging by the tone of her voice, she sounds more than a little gloomy. I didn't realize you called him that. Well, Akchan is Akchan, just like cows are cows. What's the problem? Not weird to call somebody by a nickname, is it? Especially not a classmate. No, I suppose not. It's just I didn't know you were such good friends. Well, I suppose we are friends. I suppose we are friends. Kind of. As I say this, my face flushes pink. If Orion Noel give me credulous looks. You are? We are? Since when? I mean, we don't know each other that well, but, I think maybe since I've been helping you, maybe you could say we're friends? Don't be so presumptuous, you half-wit. For some reason I knew she'd say that. I don't become friends with every single ruffian who stumbles in my direction. I'm a real lady, of true class and breeding. Fine people such as myself don't need any friends. You don't? No, not at all. You have noble blood, friends become obsolete. Friends are something commoners need. Stuff the gaps created by their lack of elegance. Friends are mere distractions from the truth. Way to make oneself feel better. Naturally, I am above such nonsense. Last princess-style laugh, but for some reason it sounded weak. Might just be my imagination, but Ray's adamant rebuttal of the mere idea might possibly be a friend seems a little sad. So, about Shiro. Ray turns back to Noel, hands on hip, expression serious. Can you help or not? Have you seen him? Noel blinks slowly. She seems to be thinking something over, although I'm not entirely sure what. takes a very long time before she finally replies. I think I might have seen a white rabbit about 2 hours ago. Huh? You did? Are you sure? Quite sure. Remember, because white rabbits are less common than brown or black ones. And, I thought this rabbit was exceptionally cute. Oh no, you murdered it, haven't you? That's right. She really is exceptionally cute. You have good eyes. And, yes? What is it? Actually, I thought the rabbit was so striking and drew a picture. Rye's eyes light up. A picture? You did? Can I see it? Well, bites her lower lip and looks down at her lap. Well, didn't finish it, and the quality isn't practically good, so that doesn't matter. I want to see it. Do I need to double check to make sure it really is? Or I need to double check to make sure it really is Shiro. Ray looks at Noel desperately, hands clenched together at her front. Might be the first time I heard Ray lapse into such a colloquial manner of speech. Accent too sounds different. No longer like that of a well-bred lady. Somehow this is kinda just a little bit cute. It suits her. Well, if you're sure you want to see it, then, I do. I want to see it. Please, just let me take a look, just once. Well, I suppose it can't hurt. Face-flushed Noel finally relents. He hands her sketchbook over to Rai, who by this point has actually started to shuffle from foot to foot in agitation. Now, this is a rare sight. Noel doesn't like showing her unfinished artwork to anybody. She always used to clam up whenever I tried to peer over her shoulder at the sketches, and clamp her sketchbook fairly shut so I couldn't see. Sometimes she would even tear up her unfinished pictures and start all over again. That she deigned to show something so intensely personal to Rai, solely for the sake of her missing rabbit, proves it. Noel really is a kind-hearted person, isn't she? Rai takes a sketchbook with trembling hands and looks at the drawing of the rabbit. I look too, curiosity piqued. Though Noel said it wasn't a good picture, it's far better than anything I could do. Not that it's really saying that much, given how lousy at art I am, but still. It's true that it's a drawing of a rabbit, but it looks like more than that. Not just a generic rabbit, encompassing all the common traits that define rabbitness. Instead, it looks like its own individual creature, distinct in its eyes, its nose, shape of ears, as any human face. And just a rabbit, a collection of vague signifiers gathered together in a slipshod, this will do kind of way. This was quite clearly a single specific rabbit, certain rabbit that Rai seems to know well. Eyes widen, the grip on Noel's sketchbook tightens. This is it. This is definitely him. It's Shiro. Rai. Yes? What is it? I am, a little confused. Huh? And why is that? Three of us, Rai, Noel, and I, are walking through the forest searching for Shiro. Noel claimed she had only seen him a couple of hours ago and was convinced he could not have gone far in such a short space of time. As such, we ended up searching in a circle around the large mossy tree Noel often sits at. The rustling leaves and cracking twigs echo through the forest. I hope our noisy footsteps don't scare Shiro away. Come on, Akchan, hurry up. If you fall behind, I'm leaving you here for the wolves. Yes, ma'am. No, there aren't any wolves in the forest. Keeping up with Rai is no easy challenge. Stomping on her head, paying no regard to her neatly curled hair or her large puffy skirt. I get the feeling she could become an Olympic athlete if she really exerted herself. Even Noelle is having trouble keeping pace with her. Noelle can navigate these forests better than anyone I know. Anyway, Noelle, what were you saying? It's about Shiro. What? What about Shiro? It seems strange. Huh? What seems strange? What do you mean? Well, you keep referring to Shiro as a male. Yes, that's right. Shiro is a boy. What's wrong with that? Like human men who are all unappealing and have bad habits, rabbits are so incredible. Even male rabbits can be cute. I agree with that, but hey, that's a little harsh, isn't it? Even though I don't look stereotypically masculine, I am still a man. Does that mean I am unappealing too? Well, I was trying to Shiro earlier. Couldn't help but notice something that has become quite interesting in hindsight. Interesting? What do you mean? Is he actually a she, and she is pregnant? Oh god, did she get knocked up while she was out here by herself? Oh no, she... What do you mean? He isn't sick, is he? He's not sick. It's more, well, it sure is male, but to me, quite clearly. Shiro is female. Oh, is that so? Yes, it is so. Oh. Wait, what? Rai stares at Noelle with wide eyes. Looks like a young child who's been told Santa doesn't really exist. Well, I could be wrong, but in my old school, I was in charge of caring for the class rabbits, and done a great deal of reading about rabbits, and drawn them a lot too. So I think I'm not wrong. And though it might sound presumptuous of me giving I'm not Shiro's owner, but I still think Shiro is actually female. A girl? Shiro was a girl this whole time? I think so. Oh, had no idea. And I had no idea Rai could be this surprisingly dense. Hey, you. Professor Rai flicks my forehead hard with a thumb and forefinger. Fingernails must be very strong. Maybe she drinks a lot of milk. I drink a lot of milk too, but I'm still a weakling. Why is the world so unfair? You're thinking I'm an idiot, aren't you? You're thinking I'm stupid because I don't know the gender of my own rabbit, aren't you? Well, expression on her face really is frightening. Feels as though I'm looking right into the face of death itself. As Rai moves her hand back, ready to flick my forehead again, my whole life flashes before my eyes. Never seen anyone so short and little before. You're so small, you deserve a cute nickname too. How about Ak-chan? So that's how we got our little nickname. Huh? Are these for me? Yeah, they're Valentine's Day chocolates. All for you. But don't get the wrong idea. I'm not giving them to you because I like you. It's actually a game. I put chili sausages inside one of these chocolates. First chocolate you pick is the chili sausage one, then you get a punishment. Isn't eating chili sausage enough of a punishment? She's so cute. Did you think the new girl is so cute? But she's from the city, isn't she? Yeah, so what if she's scary? Well, I mean, give it a few years, and a couple of them ignoring her, and you get the idea. Why would she be scary? I don't know. Maybe she's a member of a gang? You worry too much. No way. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. We're really moving? Yeah. But that... It all happened so fast. Hey, I will miss you, you know. I know, and I'll miss you too. Make sure you write lots of letters, okay? And don't forget about me. If you do, I'll beat your butt. Whole head is spinning. I feel faint. Is at this moment with one of dear Rai bearing down upon me, ready to flick my forehead? I understand what true fear is. Are you sure she'll be here? I looks about our surroundings with some trepidation, arms folded. Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about all of this. Really hoping she hasn't done anything to the rabbit, but we were moving deeper into the forest, congested with yet more trees. So the ground is so bumpy, with various potholes, fallen branches, and large roots jutting out of the earth. She's unable to walk as quickly as she once did. Holds up her dress at both sides, fingers clenched tight and around the soft pink fabric, trying not to get it dirty. I can't say for sure. Nothing is certain. But it's more certain than that she will be here than anywhere else, right? I think so. I just like to live in areas with more trees. Makes it harder for predators to get them. Oh, I see. I suppose that makes sense. Not my head. Didn't know that, but when Noah says it in such a matter-of-fact way, it sounds perfectly logical. So, if we keep looking, we'll find Shiro? Will we? We should. She shouldn't be too far away. That's great. And we gotta keep going. Noticing the excitement, Rai has reverted to using more informal style of speech. Usually an unrefined manner of speech, coupled with an elegant dress and careful curled hair, is kind of charming. Almost like Cinderella, who was raised by the hearth, turned out to the ball wearing a gown suited for a princess. The gap between her true personality and outward image only serves to make Rai seem more endearing. Hey, not again. What utensils in preparation for being flicked again? What is it, Rai? Rai glares at me. You're thinking something weird again, aren't you? No, I was just, you think the way I talk is funny, don't you? You're looking down on me right now? Are you trying to pick a fight? No, not at all. It was just a little surprising, that's all, but I think it's cute. I'll interject softly into the conversation, or rather, interrogation. Thankfully, this unexpected distraction helps diffuse Rai's anger. Maybe because it comes completely out of the blue. Rai turns away from me, head bowed in apparent embarrassment. Cute? The way I talk is cute? Yeah, I think it is quite cute. It's, light and fluffy, like a rabbit. I'm like a rabbit? Really? Rai looks down at the floor, face flushed. At this point, she's too distracted to rain her righteous wrath down upon my head. Give Noelle a small smile of gratitude. Turns to smile with one of her own. Oh, really saved my back there, didn't she? Oh, if not my back, and then my forehead. Time passes. Three of us continue to walk, circling around the same spot over and over. Though we have seen several rabbits during our investigation, none of them have been Shiro. None of them have been white. And so we keep walking. What if we never find her? What if she is gone forever? It will be alright, right? I tend to cheer up cheer Rai up, even though her own default expression is one of abject apathy. Well, forces a smile. But she smiles so rarely it looks awkward, out of place. Naturally, it doesn't soothe Rai in the slightest. How can you say that? We must have been looking for about 2 hours, but there's still no sign of her. Rabbits are fairly elusive. They do live on the ground. I'm sure if we keep searching, eventually what? What's the use? Rai sniffles. Maybe Shiro ran away because I'm a bad owner. Maybe this is all my fault. But you told me you loved Shiro. Said Shiro was your best friend. And you've been trying so hard to find her. Only a kind person would act like that. You might say that, but it's clear that I'm a bad owner. You probably realize it yourself. If I'd been a decent owner, I would have known Shiro was a girl, not a boy. Well, Shiro was the wrong gender for 3 years. How do you say I wasn't attentive or careful? Maybe not, but it's an easy mistake to make. It is. I don't know. Never owned a rabbit before. Surely it does seem a little negligent, but it's hardly the worst thing in the world. That doesn't change the fact you love Shiro, right? Even though I love her. Even though I love her more than anything. I forgot to lock her in a cage that night. She escaped because of my own carelessness. This is all because I am a careless person. Rai stands there, frozen like a photograph. Nights above filters down over the top of her head, making her hair shimmer like green. Her shoulders are trembling. Cheeks look slightly too flushed, worried that any second now she might start to cry. I must be a bad owner. Well, Shiro wouldn't have run away. It's because I'm a bad person. Shiro left me. Must have been so lonely, locked up in that cage all on her own, existing only to make me happy. I'm so selfish. Because she's a rabbit and she can't talk, doesn't mean she's not a living creature. She was sad. She was lonely. I never realized. I looked in her well and alarm. I don't know if she has any advice, but obviously is more lost than I am. Raised her arm as though in an attempt to pat Rai on the shoulder, but interacting with other humans have never been one of Noelle's strong points. Fingertips fall to mere inches away from her Rai's skin, and her cheeks turn light pink. She hastily draws it away. Chan, what should I do? How do we cheer her up? Noelle whispers under her breath. I have no idea. I thought you might know. You're a girl too. But you're shorter than I am. What has that got to do with it? Yeah, exactly what I said. Why would being short make me better at comforting people? Because you don't look very threatening? Is that really all? And, you're shorter, so closer to the ground. And closer to Satan? What's that got to do with this either? And how would that make me feel better at dealing with people? Even if that was true, which it plainly isn't. Satan was very charismatic. I agree. Both of them useless, aren't we? Yeah, we're both useless. She admitted it so easily too. I still think you should be the one to comfort her, Akchan. Why me? Because you're the one who said you would find her rabbit. Well, I can't argue with that logic. I was right. It wouldn't be fair of me to push the task of comforting Rai onto Noelle when I was the one who got her hopes up in the first place. I don't want to run away from my problems anymore. Never solves anything. Been doing that for far too long already. Alright, Ari. Maybe we should take a break? Do you want to go sit by the river? Ask this half-heartedly, unsure what the response will be. Or she'll be angry. I don't want her to be angry. Yet, Narai lifts her head to look at me, still sniffling. I can't see a single trace of anger on her face. Instead, there's only defeat. Defeat and snot. Very appealing. But despite her red puffy eyes, runny nose, and the tears tracks smeared against her cheeks, still looks like an elegant, refined lady. Though her face is crumpled and miserable, love for Shiro shines through clearly. No matter how mean-spirited she is, or how rude, Rai really is a good person, deep down inside. Well, that's, I'm sure. Otherwise, how could she care about Shiro so much? Sniffling, she gives a small nod of her head, almost as though she doesn't have energy to resist. Maybe I should just give up. Rai sits on the side of the river, turning a stone over in her hand. A brief pause, she throws it into the river. It gets along the surface 1, 2, 3, 4 times, before sinking with an anticlimactic plop. I get the distinct feeling that as the rock sinks into the river, Nari's hopes are sinking along with it. Give up? But you come too far to give up. That's right. Noel nods her head, trying to fire Rai up. Of course, since Noel isn't the most energetic of people herself, her attempts at enthusiasm are kind of lackluster. Sometimes when I draw, I worry my outlines don't look right or I fail to represent my subject matter poorly. But if I gave up after a single hurdle, I'd never be able to finish my pictures. Is that so? Yeah. So, what do you do with the pictures if you don't think they look good? I tear them up and throw them away. That happens quite a lot, actually. Rai sighs, resting her head against her knees. Thanks, but that wasn't very encouraging. Huh? I thought it was. No offense, but you're not very good at comforting people. You should never become a psychiatrist. That's alright. I wasn't planning to do so. I would want to draw. And I want to find Shiro. But, another sigh. Maybe that isn't possible. Maybe I've already lost my chance. Some things may be impossible, but often they aren't. It's only when you give up that things become really impossible. Rai gives a small smile. Now you sound like a moo. Well, I was just recycling 1 or 2 lines from her. He's good at energizing people. He always looks so cheerful. Don't know how she does it. I'm a little jealous too. Just a little. But, yeah, I think so highly of Moo. Why did you fall out with her? All of a sudden, Rai's face becomes bright pink. Turns her head away from me. Her right hand searching amongst the grass for another suitable rock to skip out into the river. I think she's stalling for time. Was that really such an embarrassing question? Judging by Rai's expression, it is. Why did they fall out? What could be the reason? Is it something sensitive? Something she doesn't want other people to know about? But what? That is, a long story. No very interesting one. I wouldn't want to hear it, honestly. And, yours are not worth hearing such a tale. You're only a peasant, so you had no right to ask me about my private life. So, saying Rice likes her second rock and skips it out across the river. This time it only bounces twice before sinking. Stupid. Rai admonishes herself, shaking her head. One goes bouncing along with her. Now I'm even more curious than before. But do I know Rai well enough to poke around at something so personal? Should I ask her? Do I dare? Do I ask her or not? Oh, let's not ask her first, and then we'll ask her in the next round. I don't think I can. Clear that she doesn't want to talk about it, so shouldn't push it any further. Don't think it'd be right, sitting there by the riverside, my hands around my knees. Look out towards the river and sigh. I'm sorry, I won't ask again. That's right. That is as it should be. Think he had the nerve to ask me that to begin with? Your shamelessness knows no bounds. Some people have delicate hearts. You have to be careful. That's a cryptic statement if I've ever heard one. Is that so? Was I too clumsy? Yeah, you've always been clumsy. Not just with actions, with words too. There's some things people do not want to say, and they can't say. Everybody has secrets. And we've already found out a couple of yours. I don't know if I have any. All the embarrassing or unpleasant moments of my life, who turns them into stories and tells everyone? All smiles. Well, maybe you are the exception. Honestly, what a blockhead. Rai scowls. Fingers begin to pick at the grass, digging it out in clumps, prepped with soil. Action ruins the risk of damaging her skirts and staining her gloves, but she doesn't seem to care. Rai's voice breaks off. She turns her head, blonde curls bouncing. Seems to be deep in thought. Seems to be for a few moments, until... My gosh! Rai's eyes widen, mouth falls open, with a sudden shriek. Yeah. Rises to her feet, skirt fluttering, blonde curls bouncing with renewed vigor. The bunny! And he is alive! Oh, thank Christ. For a moment I thought we were going to go down a route where the bunny ended up dying. Because that would not have ended well for anybody. There, sitting by the riverbank, head tilted to one side, is a small white rabbit. Shiro? That is... What is it, Noel? The rabbit. The rabbit I sketched from this morning. Really? Yes, truly. She was here all along. Shiro. Right. Runs towards the small rabbit. Curls fluttering. Rabbit doesn't run away. Instead, she continues to sit there, looking up at her Rai, her nose twitching, waiting to be reunited with a friend. Aww, so cute. Rai scoops Shiro up into her arms and holds her close, pressing her to her chest, though not too hard. Holds onto Shiro dearly, as though she's something precious, a sparkling jewel. And to Rai, I suppose she is. They finally found one another. Reason for Rai's quest, through towers and woodlands and treacherous environs, has finally come to an end. I wonder, how long was Shiro sitting out here anyway? Was she waiting here, just out of sight, till Rai found her? Maybe she was afraid she would interrupt our conversation if she came forward too early. And so politely, as though at a train station, she waited. She waited for Rai to notice her. She waited for Rai to find her. And she did it all without making any noise. These two are true friends, aren't they? Watch them. Rai holds Shiro to her chest tightly, wide smile on her face. Can't help but feel moved. Achan tugs at my sleeve. Turn my head to look at her. Yes? What is it? I'm happy, Achan. I'm glad she was able to find her friend. I smile. Me too. I'm glad as well. Achan, I'll miss you. I'll miss you too. I mean, without you around, who else do I have to make fun of? It'll be so boring. Hey, that can't be the only reason, can it? No, there are others. Miku was winking playfully. You sometimes buy me things as well. That also counts for something. You're so mean. Just kidding, just kidding. Miku smiles, patting me on the head as though I'm some kind of household pet. But not a goldfish, of course. Nobody pats them on the head. Do goldfish even have heads? I pout and pull a face, but I don't try to pull away. Don't think there would be much point. I'm meant to be going back home today. Guess it'll be only one of the last times I get to see Moo, won't it? While I'm here with her, might as well let her muss up my hair if it makes her happy. It's all this messy anyway. Since it's already getting dark, this village exists in such a secluded spot. Can't imagine there'll be that many people on the train either. Most likely it'll be completely empty. Not like anybody will be there to judge my hair, so why does it matter? I know Noelle and Moo won't care. And Arai? Sure, if Arai were here, she would. She would turn aside and fold her arms and tell me in no uncertain terms that I should look like a mess. That being said in public and with an unfashionable person like me is incredibly embarrassing. Bad for her image. And then she'd flick my forehead. Arai isn't here. Even though I stayed by her side those last couple of days and helped her find Shiro, together with Noelle, she didn't turn up. Didn't come to say goodbye. Must be because of Moo. Thought maybe these two girls might be able to rekindle their friendship. Only they made a little bit of effort. Arai had come to the station with me to meet a Moo. I'm sure they could have worked something out. Used to be such close friends. It is true that they always argued, but it all looked like a lot of fun. Thought they suited one another. And I mean, both of them like to abuse the shit out of me, so... Even though I suggested the idea to her, I didn't even consider it. Not even for a second. You want me to spend time with Moo? No way. There'll be a chance for you to see her again. To make up. Don't you want that? Of course not. Why would I want to see that irritating person like her? Just thinking about it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But you two, I thought you were friends. Were being the correct choice of word. I never liked her that much to begin with anyway. She's a rowdy person who talks too loudly and too elegantly. She doesn't mind her manners. She's not the type of person I wish to be associated with. Simply suggesting it is an insult. Or so she says. Yet I can't help but notice. Her hands, when she were tight against her chest, are trembling. I looks down at the ground and sighs, expelling the air from her lungs in a rather melancholy manner. Sensing her discomfort, she begins to nuzzle against Rai's face. I accept this display of affection with a small frown. Besides, she doesn't like me. I know she doesn't. It would be pointless going to see her when I already know what the outcome will be. Like the story about the hedgehog? Exactly. You know what hurt when you touch the prickles of the hedgehog? Why should you reach out to begin with? But, maybe I interpreted it wrong? And I'm not the most intelligent person, but... Oh, that's a given. Yes, well, This is just my opinion, but I always thought the story about the hedgehog meant something like, the inevitable. You form a relationship with others that you'll get hurt, because people aren't perfect and they all make mistakes. But even if being hurt is inevitable, you have to keep trying. Can't give up. And even if the prickles are painful, sometimes the close company can be worth it. It depends on the type of prickles that are being used, because sometimes it is worth or not worth keeping those people around and to let go of them. Right size. Didn't know you were such an optimist. You always seem so jumpy and scared of everything. Thought you, of all people, would be pretty anti-people. Well, even if I am a little shy, it's not like that's anybody else's fault. It's something I need to deal with myself. Yes, that's true enough. And being hurt is something I need to deal with by myself. You reach out to the hedgehog with bare fingers, even though you see the prickles. When you get hurt, you can only blame yourself. You got hurt because you were stupid. But I'm different. I'm not stupid. I don't want to be stupid. You mean you don't want to hope? It amounts to the same thing. People who hope and people who dream are all going to be let down eventually. At some point, you have to accept things the way they are and move on. And so, you already moved on? Yes, I already did. I don't want to get hurt again. I cuddled Shira tightly, bracing her in a loving hug. And if I don't show up to this train station, it would be selfish. Selfish? Yes, Moo is your friend, not mine. Not anymore. This is your chance to say goodbye to her. If I was there, I'd just get in the way. It would make her hate me even more than she already does. Moo likes you a lot, you know. I looks at me intently. Face turns red. Well, I don't know about that. Turn my head and look away, staring down the grassy bank of the riverside. Rai is a stubborn person. Since she'd already made up her mind, I couldn't do anything to change it. And couldn't get her to see a Moo. Went to berate her for that defeatist mode of thinking, but that'd be hypocritical. Never told the wall that I was moving. Kept putting it off, too afraid to admit the truth. After I left, I couldn't even bring myself to phone her, too afraid she'd be mad at me. Couldn't stand the thought of her being mad at me. Nobody here is more of a defeatist than I am. Rai and I, maybe we're not so dissimilar after all. So on the train, lean my head against the window. Head vibrates against the window pane, but I ignore it. Slow, dense pain begins to spread through one side of my skull, like rot setting into a tooth. My state of mind, however, I can't bring myself to care. Too busy thinking about her. And for once, that her isn't Noelle. It's Rai. Rai sat in the sunflower field that evening when I nearly hit her with my bike, scowl on her face. I remember, she looked as though she was trying to freeze me in place, merely by the power of her self-righteous anger. But that isn't the only image of Rai embedded in my mind. There's also the smiling, cheerful Rai standing by the riverside, Shiro in her arms. She looked so happy then, so overjoyed. I've never seen her make such an expression before. I wish she could always be that happy, but maybe that isn't possible now. I wonder, if I pressed her a little more, maybe I could have learned something about a relationship with a Moo, and maybe I could have helped resolve it, but that never happened. It was impossible. like a mathematical problem. Don't know the question, you can't work out the answer. What could I have done to help repair that relationship? What questions should I have asked? How should I have acted? I don't know. It's probably too late for that now. Stare out the window. Beyond the thick glass separating me from the rest of the world, I see a strip of hills and mountains speeding by. My buttered tinted windows are obscured by dirt and dust. Surroundings look dim and murky under the darkening sky. It makes me feel as though I'm staring out at a strange underwater scene, gulping at a tank in an aquarium. I'd be surprised if, at any moment, I saw a school of sardines, and a small shark swim by amongst the clouds, lost in the evening sky. If only I had said or done something, anything, maybe I could have made a difference. But the moment for that had already gone, and with each passing second, I get further and further away from both of them. Moo and Arai. At least I helped Arai find Shiro. That's something. But what if? A sigh. Question fills my mind. It repeats on a loop over and over again. What if, what if, what if? But I know it's pointless. There's nothing I can do to find that out. There's nothing I can ask. Other than me, the train is completely empty. As it makes a slow, steady journey through the murky green mountains, back towards civilization, yeah, ending 19, what if? But we are going to go back into it and ask Rai about it, because I definitely want to find out what the hell happened between the two of them to make them hate each other so much. But yeah, man, that was a long ass section of the game. I was not expecting to get so much into Rai's character, because we've mostly been focusing on our two best friends. Mostly Moo and her feelings towards me, and then Noel, and the fact that we kind of didn't talk to her for 2 years, so it's kind of nice change of pace that we kind of having a break in between the really depressing shit and also the really fucked up deaths that we've been having. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have a kind of a break and see a different character and see a side of them that we never got to see. So yeah, but anyway, we're gonna get back into it. Okay, it's time to ask her and find out what the hell happened. I think I should. Definitely should. Even though it might be unpleasant, even though it might seem nosy, after being by her side for 3 days, I don't think it would be too impertinent to ask. Besides, I'm worried about her. Though I don't know her all that well, I do know Moo. I want to know why Ray, who used to be friends with her, suddenly can't even stand to be in the same room as her. And so, with this thought in mind, I press the issue once more. Like applying gauze to a wound. I don't want to put too much pressure on Rai. Or yeah, at least I make her uncomfortable. I'm just concerned. Concerned about her and Moo. I'm not going too far, am I? It's alright. It's not like I'll judge you badly or anything. But my manner of approaching the subject matter was all wrong. Rai, not a stone, for scheming secured in her hand, turns and gives me a glare. Grip around the stone tightens with almost murderous intent. Yeah, please don't. We've had enough murder for one game already. I hope she isn't planning on using that as a weapon. I mean, we already had a rock to our head once before. We don't need it again. So I might be in some real danger. Huh. What do you mean? Are you assuming I was the one who did something wrong? I wasn't. I was just... If you didn't think I'd done something wrong, you wouldn't make a show about being all gallant, saying I won't judge you. Means you think I did something that deserves to be judged, right? Right? Face is uncomfortably close now. I'm painfully aware that rock clutched in her hand. Well, meanwhile, looks impressed. It's here in the background, just beyond the right shoulder, staring at her in awe. Don't you get any more fucking ideas, Noelle? We already got murdered enough by you already. Don't. Claps her hands together politely as though attending the opera. Wow, such fiery passion. I'm impressed. You're impressed? Even though my life is at risk? I think it has style. The kind of emotion I want to paint. I like painting people. At least it diffuses the tension somewhat. Rest grip on the rock slackens and she lets it drop to the floor. Look at her with teary eyes, her head bowed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assault you, milady. Such rudeness. Not fitting for my servant. I know. I apologize. Honestly, asking about my past, so it has anything to do with you. So impudent. Too impudent. I'm sorry. I'm only asking because I was worried. Huh? Worried? What do you mean? I mean, you and me used to be such good friends, so... Such good friends, huh? Well, that's debatable. We're always arguing. But you always look so lively together. Think a mood liked it. Well, maybe it was fun, just a little. But... Rhea sighs, resting her chin on top of her knees. Light breeze blows past, making her blonde curls flutter. That was a while ago. Losing things is my only talent now. Losing friends, losing Shiro, even losing my temper, though it doesn't really get me anywhere. Another sigh. Hey, you. Yes, me? You said you're concerned about me. Yeah, I guess I am. Doesn't mean you pity me, right? Not at all. I think you're a very admirable person. Is that so? It is. I think you're a person who tries very hard all the time. It's invigorating, I guess. Rai has a lot of passion. Yeah, that's right. I just, think it's sad that you're not friends with Amu anymore. I thought you two got along well. That might be true. I think it was true. But I was the one who destroyed that relationship. It was all my fault. And now, I don't know how to apologize. It was an embarrassing story, but we promised not to laugh. I would tell. I promise. I promise I won't laugh. Me neither. I don't find many things funny anyway. Well, that's a little reassuring, I guess. Alright, are you guys paying attention? Of course. I am. Then, better make sure you listen carefully, okay? Because I'm only going to tell you this once. That cheeks tinted soft pink. Rai breathes in deeply and starts to speak. Really is pouring outside. Stare at the window, frowning. The rain beats against the window panes incessantly. I watch as the drops hit the glass and slide down, drip, drip, drip. What a rotten day. It was so sunny this morning. It was so sunny this morning too. This is just my luck. But one day I didn't have enough time to watch the weather forecast in the morning. It rains. Because I didn't know it would rain. Actually, I didn't bother to bring along my umbrella. So, a really pretty umbrella too. Big Sis brought it for me last summer when we went to that convention up in Tokyo. She brought it to thank me for helping her out at the stall. So that weird doujins, whatever that is, she loves to write. Big Sis wasn't the only person there. There's that girl who helps her out sometimes, but she was asleep most of the time. As the umbrella was a present, Big Sis really splurged on it. She brought it from a large fancy store, and so it wasn't some cheap crappy 200 yen umbrella. If it had that umbrella with me, I could show it off a little, but no good leaning by the coat stand at home. It's a waste. If Moo was here, I'm sure she'd be able to walk home. I'd be able to walk home with her, but she had to leave class early today. I don't know if there's anybody who'd be willing to let me borrow an umbrella. That mean I'll have to stay here in school till the weather clears up? What a pain. What should I do? Nadera? Someone's calling out to me, voice soft. It's a boy. Boy I know fairly well. Of course, it's only natural I'd know him well. There are only 33 people in this whole school. It's inevitable that I recognize his face. So it isn't like this is anything special. Yet, for some reason, looking in the eye has always been hard for me. Yeah? What do you want? Actually, I was just wondering. You have an umbrella. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I started to feel defensive. Of course I have an umbrella, idiot. Well, do you think I can't afford something like that because my parents only run a tiny store? No, I don't think that. I'm sorry, that isn't what I meant. I just, thought maybe you forgot to bring it with you since you haven't gone home yet. That might be true, but it really has nothing to do with you. Why do you want to know, anyway? Well, I was just, I was wondering, do you want to share my umbrella? Shyly, he proffers me his own umbrella. Cheap plastic one, bright and orange. Looks like something an elementary school kid would use. Wrinkle my nose. What about Noelle? I thought you always walked back home with her. I do, but she has an umbrella and you don't. That might be true, but why would I use a crappy umbrella like that? My umbrella isn't that bad, is it? It's the worst. Looking at it makes me want to throw up. Really? That's right. Orange isn't much of an infantile color. But I think orange is nice. What would you think? You would think that, wouldn't you? Just because you're an idiot. Well, got a little deflated. He holds the umbrella close to his chest. If you don't want to use it, then, it's fine. I don't want to impose, so I'll be going now. My salvation. Salvation from the rain. Getting further and further away. Hey, get back here, moron. I didn't say no. Walk alongside him, shielded from the rain by his umbrella. Rain beats down against the umbrella in a constant pitter-patter, like footsteps. Even though it's a cheap umbrella, planning to blow inside out at any moment, it does its job. I don't get wet. I think I might be pushing him out from the other side of the umbrella in order to protect my dress, but he's a boy, so it doesn't matter if he gets wet. Not like I care. I don't. I wouldn't. Not even if he got pneumonia and died. Really, I don't like him at all. So close together our shoulders almost touching. Never been so close to a boy before. Who knows, only kid like this, who looks so little, who would willingly use a bright orange umbrella. It's still just a little... Suddenly feel a soft pressure against my shoulder. Heartbreak spikes. Or I'm going to have a cardiac arrest. Hey, don't brush against me like that. That's gross. Sorry. John's back in alarm, but naturally, since he was the one holding it, he ends up taking the umbrella with him. The makeshift roof has moved out from above me, making my head up to an onslaught of cold, unpleasant raindrops. It's totally gonna get ruined. Idiot. Get that here. Grab the umbrella from him, wrestling it out of his hands. I'm so quickly he doesn't even try to resist. I'm sorry. That's fine. I don't need your apologies. They won't dry my hair. Jeez. Sigh, anxiously pressing my free hand against my hair. Curls feel a little out of place. How annoying. Take ages to fix too. It doesn't naturally look like this. Nobody's hair does. Damn it. Walks along beside me silently, head bowed. Looks like a little boy who's just been scolded by his parents for putting his fingers too near an electric socket. His hair matted from the rain, coupled with his bright red face, makes me feel a little bit sorry for him. Hey, takes me a while to find the right words. Why is it so difficult to talk sometimes? Thank you. He blinks slowly, looking confused. He's trying to figure out whether I'm being serious or not. Maybe he thinks it's some kind of joke. That's kind of depressing. Even when I try to be kind to people, it just scares them instead. How did my reputation get so bad? Maybe Moo's right. Maybe I should try to smile more. It's no problem, really. And looking at just a little awkward, half of him significantly dampening the other. Obviously a small, sweet smile. It's no problem. I'm just glad I could help. My heart. It's starting to feel funny again. Oh, he has such fancy things for lunch. It's not fancy, it's just 3-colored bread. That's the exact opposite of fancy, you know. Yeah, but it's fancier than the homemade lunch my mother makes. It's real convenience store food, right? There's nothing special. Parents are just pushing unwanted stock onto me, so they don't have to cook. They always do that. As expected on a dare I, his parents run a general store. And once there's a Moo pats and make that wax me on the back. Where's that girl always had to use so much strength? She's such a brute. I don't want to be associated with such a place. It's dirty and vulgar. I'm a royal princess, you know. Yes, you certainly have the attitude of a princess. If you don't have the special standing to back it up. That's none of your business, moron. Hope you drop dead. You even talk like a commoner too, even though you always make such an effort to dress up. That gap between your appearance and personality is cute, you know. Shut up. What do you know, you ignoramus? Scowling, I start to nibble on my lunch. Eating bread every single day has started to become depressing. Even though there are many different kinds, with many different flavors, it's still only bread. Not exactly a balanced diet, nor is it fit for ladies such as myself. But I wish my parents would let me cook my own meals, but they're always so overprotective. Must be because I because thanks to their lax parenting in the past, Sumi turned into such a wild girl with such weird interests. They decided to be super strict with me. That's not fair. Hey, that bread really does look delicious though. I'll give you some of my lunch if I can have a piece, alright? Huh? Are you sure? Of course. Let me try. Well, if you're excited about something so simple, then sure. Here. Break up a piece of bread and hand it to Amu. In return, she lets me nibble at some of the fluffy white rice and small hamburgers in her own lunchbox. Homemade food really is the best after all. Tastes far more nutritious and far more heartfelt than convenience store food. What? What are you giggling at? Nothing. I was just thinking. Thinking what? You look really happy, Ray. No, I'm not happy because of you or anything, you idiot. I was just amused. Yes, amused. Amused at how foolish commoners are, who get worked up over convenience store food. You're such a country bunker, Moo. Maybe so. You don't mind? Nope, I guess that's just the way things are. Weirdo. Who sticks her tongue out at me? Foxburgos snob. I'm not Foxburgos. This is my real final form. I'm not a liar. Sure, whatever you say. And don't talk down to me like that. Turn my head away, huffing. A little breeze ruffles my hair, making it fodder. Skirt gently ripples around my legs. Hear young children shouting and the swings creaking in the distance. Lookers sound like they're having fun. How undignified. So I. Yes? What is it? Moo grins. She finished reading that manga I lent you? Did you? Ah yes, that manga. How could I forget? Well, it was a work made for commoners, quite obviously. It was a little intellectual. It had little intellectual worth, and not something I could care to recommend. I didn't like it one bit, really. Oh, is that so? Yes, I wasn't interested in the slightest. As if I care about things like romance. Huh, so you're saying you don't care? No, I don't. Not one bit. Well then, why are you getting so flustered? Fucking jump scare and a half. Honestly, you're just as bad as that useless big sister of mine. I don't care about romance at all. Voice trails off. Just over Amu's shoulder, I can see him. Walking along with Noel, Quaco who never says a word in class. He really is cute. Ever since that day when he let me share his umbrella, things toward him have all been out of balance. Even though it's stupid, can't even look at him without my heart starting to beat a little too fast. Oh, where are your eyes wandering, Yuri? I blink, looking at Amu. He really is too close. Don't you know any shame, you indecent woman? Get away from me. I squeak, I try to push Amu away. Show my face is bright red. Probably look like a strawberry. Amu giggles and ducks out underneath my hands, settling back down a suitable distance away from me. Honestly, what a fool. I might be a fool, right? But at least I'm honest about my feelings. Your feelings? Who cares about your useless feelings? They're so cheap they're worth less than a pocket of potato crackers. Well, I'm just saying, even though I'm kind of embarrassing, I can admit it to you because you're my good friend. I can admit that in actuality, I really like girly romance stories. You do? Yeah, I guess. But those types of things are so foolish and unrealistic. It doesn't suit your image at all. You're too much of a boy to enjoy stuff like that. So it may seem, but just because I enjoy playing sports and sometimes I talk a little knowledgeably, it doesn't mean I can't have other interests too. I suppose not. It's not like there's any rule against it. So I can tell you. I want you to know, Harry. Would it be nice to have somebody to talk to about it? Well, you say that, but you've chosen to confide in the wrong person. I'm not interested in that kind of sappy, disgusting, romantic sentimentalism at all. So you say, but lately I can't help but notice something. What do you mean? I mean, you seem to be paying attention to a certain someone. Face turns white. Whole body trembles. No way. No way she noticed, right? And how could she notice? I wasn't looking at anybody. So if I would. Such a thing is undignified. No, to even suggest such a thing is undignified. It's treason. This were the Middle Ages and order your head to be lopped off. So, saying you don't like him? No way. Not at all. Not one bit. So, sneaky smile comes across Moo's face. Why does it look so sinister? So it's okay if I confess my feelings for him, is it? Stare at Moo, her eyes opening just a little wider than usual. But I keep trying to keep my composure. It really is all useless. What does she mean she wants to confess? There's no way. No way Moo likes him too, right? Moo, you jerk. I'm in the bathtub, staring at the ceiling. Bathroom mirror is all steamed up. Hair is thick and muggy since I used so much hot water. Salt and foamy bubbles envelop my body. I can smell strawberries drifting out from the surface of the water, scented by the shampoo I use. Temperature of the bath, something that you could call scalding. Skin is turned a startling shade of pink, and it feels all flushed. Still, I like hot baths like these. Make my body feel so weak, and thoughts get all jumbled, so it's hard for me to be anxious or worry about anything. And yet, because the events of today were so unexpected, so surprising, not even this super hot water bath can distract my mind. I keep repeating Moo's words over and over again inside my head. She said she liked him. She likes him. And I got anxious and troubled. And all at once. I ended up saying something I really didn't intend to. Something that I would never have admitted to under any other circumstances. I told her. How I felt about him too. Now she knows. His feelings, which have been formless and hazy inside my chest for a while now, finally on this day, were given a name, given a form, and therefore given a definition. I don't know. Do I really know? Do I really like him? His flush is red. Not just the temperature of the water, but from my own embarrassing thoughts. A small squeak, I press my hands against my face. Why is it that I like him? Why? Doesn't make any sense. Don't know him very well. How we talk to one another. Far better friends with Moo than he is with me. Now, of course, he spends more time with Noelle. Nothing special about him. I think he's a bit of a coward. I mean, kinda right, but still. Afraid of bugs and doesn't like heights. He even finds ghost stories frightening. He's a laughingstock, really. A useless fool. I can't abide fools. And yet, despite that, somehow I ended up liking him this much. Even though he's not particularly good looking, even though he's not particularly smart, even though he's not particularly talented, even though he's not particularly anything, probably just as bland plain tofu without any additives, is because he's the only boy in this village around my age. I think most likely that is the real reason, because there's nobody else here to divert my attention. It's only natural that I start to like him, because even though I scorn it, even though I say it's foolish, filthy, and indecent, even I want to know about it. I want to know what it feels like to fall in love. Did I trick myself? Was I so desperate to know about the warm, fluttery feeling that I've only read about in books or heard about in songs that my brain made me develop a crush on him? If that's the case, then humans really are pathetic. We're slaves to our own minds, without any free will at all. There's someone like me who tries to act so grandiose and elegant. Even me. I sigh, leaning back against the ceramic bathtub. Contrast between the cool bath and the hot water makes my skin prickle. I shiver. I don't know. Don't know what I think, and I don't know what I feel. All I know is, I told Moo I liked him, and she told me she liked him too. What happens now? Does that make us rivals? Rivals in love? Huh, that's not. How stupid. Yet, even though those feelings are idiotic, let's band together already. What are you talking about? I mean, why does the laughter always sound so creepy? Since we both like him, let's make a pact. We'll join forces and try to support each other. How does that sound? It sounds stupid. Hey, come on. What's your sense of camaraderie? I don't have any. I don't like wasting my time on pointless things. Jeez, are you saying that because you're afraid you'll lose? What? What are you talking about, stupid Moo? You're afraid if you get closer to him, he'll be repelled by your personality. And so you're too scared to even try. I see. Moo nods her head wisely, playing the role of an old fortune teller. Sorry, must be so hard being that self-conscious. Hey, who are you calling self-conscious? And what's so repellent about my personality, anyway? I'm cute and pretty, and a pretty girl on the cusp of adulthood, a sweet smile and delicate mannerisms, who's just a little bit shy. That's what you might say, but you're worried. Worried? About what? That when he sees the true array underneath their fancy dresses and perfectly curled hair, he'll be shocked, aghast, deeply disturbed. What the hell is so disturbing about my personality, huh? What is? Why, simply that despite your ladylike appearance, you actually have a really short temper. What? Say that again, and you'll end up wearing concrete boots at the bottom of Tokyo Bay. I mean, you're just pretty much playing into her hand and proving her point. Yeah, that's what she just said. Hand clenching a fist in my lap. Face turns red. I knew it. Moo sure is crafty. You know she acts like she isn't. The whole time she was leading me into a trap. And now I can't back out of it. There's no way I can escape. Fine. Okay, I'll do it. I'll agree to your stupid pact if it will make you happy. Let's both support each other's love. Let's do our best. All that nonsense. Okay? Moo smiles at me cheerfully, though she coerced me to begin with. Yes, let's. Do our best, hurry. Glance at her, gritting my teeth together. Sometimes, Moo, you really piss me off. Huh? No way. Eyes widen. Shoulders tremble. Legs shake. Could it be true? Is he really? This isn't another one of Moo's stupid pranks, is it? It's true. He told me himself. He wouldn't lie about something like that. Really is moving. Is that so? Rather quietly, voice trailing away into nothingness. A grip on my broom tightens, my knuckles turning white. Moo and I are supposed to be on clean duty today. It's our job to stay behind after school and tidy the classroom. Yet, since Moo told me something so shocking, so unexpectedly, my movements falter. Come to a complete standstill. How could this happen? How could he leave? I didn't even get a chance to come to terms with my own feelings yet. Now, all of a sudden, he's moving, going all the way to the city. How is that fair? What about me? No, it's not fair that he's going to the city. That's where I've always wanted to go. Yet he seems so gloomy about it. Yeah, I want to move too. Anything to get away from this hick village, all the way in the middle of nowhere. Ain't that the truth? My parents would never move. They love it here way too much. Same here. But if I could move, think about it. Going to a large school with loads of people, school real sports team and clubs and different classrooms and a cafeteria, that would be great. Yeah. And in the city, you all have all the fancy boutiques and shopping malls. I wouldn't have to mail order my clothes all the time. It wouldn't take months for them to arrive. Moo giggles, prodding me in the cheek. You're always concerned about clothes, aren't you, Yuri? Back away, pouting. Well, they define who I am. Make me feel special. I love them. More than anything else, I love them. But clothes aren't the only thing you love. Face turns bright red. Feels like it's burning. Stupid of me. Why are you bringing that up? It's not as though I love him. Never said that. Simply a passing infatuation. A foolish feeling spawned from boredom. It's not something I'm proud of. There, I know. Don't pat me on the head like that. I don't like being looked down on. Two of us bicker back and forth for a while, pointlessly until I finally come down. My shoulders heaving and start to sweep at the floor once more, violently with far too much force. Dust goes flying everywhere. See it dancing in the air, illuminated by shafts of light pouring in through the window. I think it was kind of pretty if my brain wasn't too preoccupied with other things. He'll never know how I feel, huh? A few days he'll be gone and this will all come to an end. Do I want him to know? My last chance, and I know, dear, right? Like it when my feelings go unnoticed. Because I am a noble woman. Surely I should get whatever I want. Be a blemish upon my reputation if I'm allowed this moment to pass. I didn't try to seize the opportunity. Or something like that anyway. Heart isn't really in princess mode at the moment. Hey, Amu. Yeah? What is it? I was wondering. Is it alright if I, write him a love letter? Huh? You want to? He blinks at me. He looks surprised. Takes a few moments till her expression rearranges itself into a typical grin. Well, of course you can, silly Ari. He's not my property. I know that, obviously. As if a commoner such as yourself could even process any property, or possess any property, but I, looked down at the floor, my face reddening. I know he is, your childhood friend, a good friend, and I know you like him, so, feel underhanded if I wrote him a letter and didn't tell you. Since we're supposed to be members of an alliance, and, it's okay, Ree. Moo smiles at me confidently, patting my shoulder. You're more honest than you look, aren't you? Really are a sweet person. I was just trying to adhere to ladylike mannerisms and, a true gentleman must be always honest and never break the rules. It wouldn't be a true victory otherwise. That's okay, I don't mind. Where are you going to put the letter then? I hadn't thought that far ahead. Between the pages of his textbooks, his coat pockets, maybe you'll go for the old classic inside the shoe locker. I think that way is definitely more appealing. Yes. Look shy and will suit a girl like you. At this moment, both Moo and I looked our heads. There, standing in the hallway, is Noelle, dressed all in white, hair light silver, looks down at her shoes, anxious look on her face. Even though it's only Noelle, face starts to get redder and redder. Hey, you. What the hell are you doing here, you peasant? I snap at her angrily, because I got embarrassed. I was far crueler than I intended to be. This always happens. Can't help but feel guilty as Noelle shrinks under the weight of my words. Can't help but feel guilty as... She looks as though she's trying to curl up on herself until she fades from existence. I left my sketchbook in here and I just wanted to pick it up. Fine then, hurry up and then get out of my sight. Yes. You're saying the tiny trembling figure of Noelle enters the classroom, runs up to her desk, securing her sketchbook between both arms. At the same time, I can't help but worry. She didn't overhear me, did she? Shuffling anxiously from foot to foot, I look around my surroundings. The corridor is deserted. Nobody else is here. Well, I did get to school half an hour early. This might be why. The sun hasn't properly risen in the sky yet. Familiar corridor, which I walk down almost every single day, now bathed in pale orange and yellow light. Probably find it pretty if it weren't for the painful hammering inside my chest. I can't believe I'm doing something so cliche. It almost makes me want to puke. Fingers tremble. Love letter in my hand, unresolved hours upon hours of work. Drafting and redrafting, writing and rewriting. It's getting crumpled from my own carelessness. Shit. Can't ruin the letter now. After it took me so long to write it. Absolutely won't let that happen. I refuse. Even though it's embarrassing, even though it's making my heart beat so fast I feel like it might burst, I have to do it. Come too far to give up now. And on a dare I never give up. Look around once more, double checking that nobody else is there. Then, very slowly, almost like a criminal, Open his shoe locker and place the letter inside. Carefully, delicately, with affection, even though it's crumpled, I don't think it should matter too much. My pink envelope looks charming, almost as though it's been blushing shyly. It hides at the back of his locker. Should be enough. Something like this, it will definitely still his heart, right? I hope so. I'm going to do my best. Yet, even though I was so confident, I stayed on the old rusty swing in the park. I told him to meet here after school. I definitely said that. I remember writing it down. But been here for an hour already and still hasn't turned up. I guess we're cold. We're tightly around the metal chains that hold the swing suspended in air. I shiver. Hair, which I tried so hard to curl as perfectly as possible this morning, flows around my shoulders, buffeted by the wind. Wind doesn't care about the pains I went through to look cute this morning. Wind doesn't care at all. As it runs through the trees, it feels almost as though it's laughing at me. It didn't show up. You know, I tried so hard to write the letter. It was so difficult for me to put it in his locker. In the end, it was all a waste of time. He ignored me. I received the letter and, thinking nothing of it, threw it away without even opening it. Is that what happened? No, it doesn't sound like him. Don't know him very well, but I do know he isn't a cold person. He's not cruel. He's shy. He's shy and sensitive. A person like that offered me a shelter from the rain under his umbrella, even though he was afraid to simply approach me. He would definitely read my letter. He wouldn't ignore it. So maybe he did read it, but he thought the prospect of meeting a girl after school was too embarrassing. Got scared and didn't show up. That sounds more likely. Or maybe it was her. She was the only person I told. She was the only person who knew. She pretended to support my endeavors, but she was actually jealous. And so, this morning, she opened his shirt locker and disposed of the letter. She threw it away before he could even look at it. It was a moo. Sure it was her. Who else could it have been? Grip tightens around the metallic links of the swing. Knuckles turn white. Moo, I'll find you. I'll question you. I'll learn the truth one way or another. Nobody's going to make a fool out of me. Nobody's going to toy with my pure, innocent, maidenly heart. Won't let anybody tarnish, trample, or mock my feelings. Even though my feelings might seem foolish, maybe they are. He was important to me. He was my first crush. How can I forget something like that? And for defiling my first love story, turning it into something pathetic and tragic, making me wait outside the park, my own, for so long, filling me with false hope, pretending to be my friend, and breaking my heart. I'll show you. I'll definitely show you. Won't let you get away with this. So, that was it. So convinced the mood had betrayed me. I kept questioning her about it over and over. At times she said she didn't have anything to do with it. She didn't know what I was talking about. But I was convinced. I was sure I was right. Possibly that I might be mistaken didn't even enter into my head. I told Big Sis about it. She said you probably just ignored my letter. That's why she's mad at me. But I couldn't accept that. Couldn't accept the idea that you might have received my letter, but you didn't care enough to reply. Kinda like what we did with Noelle, but I get the feeling that he probably didn't even fucking notice it, that was there. If she hit it right at the back of the freaking shoe locker, he probably didn't even see it. He sighs. She looks down at the ground, frowning. So our friendship fell apart. Because of me. Instead of reading surprise, eyes wide. Takes me a few moments until I'm able to formulate the words. Any words. I don't know what to say. Is it really possible? Did she truly and move to? Really actually liked me? Well, Ray looks at me with flushed cheeks. She looks slightly less elegant and refined than usual. It was a couple of years ago. Don't flatter yourself too much. Not really anything about you. I mean, at least it wasn't for me. It was more because you were a guy. You were here, and I saw you every day. So if I wanted to experience what a crush felt like, well, you were the only feasible object of my affections, you know. I see. Like a Reese, my own face turns red. I find it hard to look her in the eye. I don't imagine Nadira Rai, who always acted as though she hated me, could actually have a secret like this. I really had no idea that she liked me. And maybe it isn't so shocking. After all, I remember the look on Rai's face when I first ran into her 2 days ago. Her eyes are wide with recognition. She had known who I was, plainly. Yet, she tried to hide it. Did she do it to protect herself? So I wouldn't notice? I don't know. Don't get the wrong idea, though, idiot. Huh? What? It's not, I did like you in the past, sure, but not that I still like you now. Or, I don't know. It's complicated. But don't get your hopes up, alright? I've already been past that foolish period of my life. No, I wasn't thinking, I understand. Good. As long as you know your place. That's fine. Me pouts glaring down at her lap. Seems to be trying her best not to look at me. But I'm still curious, even after 2 years. I want to know. Did you receive a letter? I frowned, trying to cast my mind that far back. 2 years ago. Did I receive a cute pink envelope inside my shoe locker? I don't think so. Something like that, which only happens in manga or anime, really did happen to me. I think I would remember it. So I can say quite clearly, no, I didn't receive a letter. Oh. Sigh. You look so dejected and I feel obligated to say something. I'm sorry. It's alright. You don't need to apologize. Just confirm my suspicions. Suspicions? Somebody took it. It has to be it. Since Samu was the only one who knew about it. But there was also a Noelle. Noelle, do you have perchance something to say about all of this? Maybe it really was her. At least that's something. Even though I couldn't find Shiro. Or at least I could find out the truth. Three scowls. Moo's such a liar. She told me the truth from the beginning. Maybe I wouldn't be so mad with her now. And yet... It was you, you little bitch. Oh, you're gonna get in a world of trouble. Huh? Noelle? What? During Ari's gloomy rant, I couldn't help but notice something strange about Noelle. Though she's been quiet the whole time, staring down at a distorted reflection in the river, looks strangely restless now. She opens and closes her mouth, but no sound comes out. No sound except broken syllables, faint fragments of noise. Looks like she wants to say something, but she can't quite bring herself to. Try to prompt her, Gently, without using too much force, ask a simple question. Are you alright? Body tenses. Ray looks concerned now. Hey, what is it? What's wrong? I... Rose hands clenched into a fist on her lap. Biting her lower lip, she looks around anxiously. Well, finally, it was me. The person who tore up your love letter was me. This is awkward. Minutes pass by in dead silence. Instead, even the dragonflies have ceased their buzzing. Fish their swimming, simply so they can listen in on Noelle's confession. Huh? What are you talking about? How do you even know about the letter? Well, it was when you and me were cleaning the classroom, and I went to get my sketchbook. I heard you two talking inside it, and I didn't intend to listen, honestly. I'm not that kind of person. But I got intimidated because I could hear you talking, and I didn't want to intrude when you were having a conversation, so I had to wait a while before I could gather up enough courage to go inside and, bites her lower lip. I heard you talking about the letter, so I knew. I'm sorry. So, it was you all along. Ro nods her head. Regan crosses her legs. Ro flinches, seeking safety behind my back. Oh no, you don't. You're not backing away from this. Body bent over like a withered rose, looks very fragile, as though it might fall apart at any moment. Does she think that Ray might hit her? I mean, she has every right to. Ray doesn't. Maybe she can't bring herself to. Though she has absolutely no qualms about flicking me on the forehead, she is unable to lay a finger on Noelle. Who could hurt Noelle when she's trembling like this, so evidently afraid? I mean, she kinda brought it on herself, although it was a couple of years ago, but still. Be like trying a newborn kitten. I see. That makes sense. I really thought Moo could do something that underhanded. Well, it makes a small peen squeak. Am I underhanded? Well, I don't think it was a very nice thing to do. I know, realize that, but China is a very dear friend to me. He's the first friend I've ever had, and I heard that you liked him. I couldn't help but be worried. I thought if you confessed to him, he might like you more, and my shoulders tremble. I couldn't take it. Living in a world without a single friend, I thought it was too frightening. I didn't do it to hurt you. That wasn't the reason at all. Throw up your letter because I was scared. Because I didn't want to lose my best friend. But I know whatever my reasons were, doing something like that was inexcusable. Will bows her head deeply, eyes squeezed shut. Could she sing behind my back, forehead bumps against my shoulder, head tickles my cheek. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Even though it can't make anything better, it doesn't change what I did. I'm really sorry. There is a pause. A long, drawn-out silence. Will continues to hide behind my back, using me as a shield. Rather an effectual shield, given I'm shorter than she is, but a shield nonetheless. She is trembling badly. I can feel her body quake. Rhea observes her passively, a small frown on her face. And then, he sighs. She raises her head to look at Noelle, and her face, I can see it. Unmistakably, a small smile. It's alright, I'm not angry. It happened 2 years ago, after all. And yet you and Moo were, Well, peeks out at Harry over the top of my shoulder, blinking slowly like an owl. You're not mad? No, I'm not mad. I spent enough time being mad about it already. It's bad for my skin, it'll give me wrinkles. But maybe if I found out earlier, I'd be angry. Maybe I still care enough to shout at you. Send you death threats. Make you rice balls with needles in them. But I don't really care anymore. Just glad the mystery was solved. So, thank you. Even though it's small, even though it's light, or even the gently flowing river, shimmering like a carpet of captured stars, can match the warmth of a wry smile. Thank you for telling me the truth. I've not seen Mariah make a face like that before. I think it suits her. The only way I can describe it is breathtaking. You don't need to thank me. I'm the one who did something wrong. Well, maybe I should be. Mine worked out for the best. Huh? What do you mean? I mean, Rai smirks. Can you imagine if on a day where I did end up with this peasant? It would directly ruin my reputation. Huh? Hey, what? You're so far below me on the social ladder, you don't even deserve to lick my shoes, you pleb. Gee, thanks. Not that I would want to. Even Ryu did grant me this highly dubious honor. Still, those are some pretty harsh words, aren't they? That's not fair at all. Right, you mean... My last face wreathed in sunshine. Don't worry about it. I think I'm over it now. Those feelings. You are? Well, maybe. It's been a while. And besides, I was just avoiding myself back then anyway. Because I was desperate. But that isn't how I want to be. Rather than pine after Seven simply because he is the only available bachelor in the kingdom, I should wait in my palace while a real prince on a white horse to come and sweep me away. Well, I don't think I'd be able to do that. I think horses are kind of frightening, and I couldn't ride one. Exactly. You already failed your job application to my emperor. So, that's that. I'm glad I found the truth. And yet, wish I could apologize to Amu. Berating her for 2 years about something she never did. I think she deserves it. At a very humble request, an idea begins to form in my mind. I'd not be able to be Ray's prince. Maybe she doesn't want me as her butler anymore either. But I can at least be her fairy godmother. It's something I can definitely arrange. What is it? Why are you sitting there with that stupid expression on your face? Catch flies if you leave your mouth open like that. I just had a thought. Of course you can apologize to Amu. Huh? What do you mean? I'm going home soon. Need to be at the station. Sure, Amu will go if I invite her. You can come too. Then you can apologize. It's easy. Huh? Well, are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Why wouldn't I be? Because, well, if it's your last day here, you wouldn't want your final memories of this village to be of Amu, and I have an argument, right? We'll have an argument, right? That wouldn't be fair. And I didn't think Princess Rai cared about feelings of lowly commoners such as myself. Rai's face turns pink. That is, I'm trying to make excuses now. Thought you wanted to see Amu. I do, but, well, I just don't know if she'll forgive me or not. But you forgive forgave me. What do you mean? I mean, even though I hurt you forgave me so easily. Because you were glad. Glad to know the truth. So I think Lou is a good person. She likes making people happy. So when you tell her what happened, she'll forgive you. Definitely. That is what I think. Rex shifts a little, averting her eyes. Well, maybe. Maybe that's true, but are you scared? Who? Me? Andrea? Scared? Don't be stupid. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of ghosts or monsters or even of eating spicy bell peppers whole. Then you should do it. Or you do have the courage. You can repair this relationship easily. It all depends on you. Right? You're using that as a dying nickname too. Well, everybody knows me by an asinine nickname too. I thought it was unfair. Why, all the impudent things Wife's voice breaks off. Turns her head, one curl is bouncing. Seems to be deep in thought. Seems to be for a few moments. Until, and then this is where we find the rabbit, which we can skip past all that. And then to the station. Hey, Amu. Right. Two of them stand there, backs unnaturally straight, dutifully looking in any direction other than each other. Darkness in the darkened train station, the evening is slowly approaching. Will and I stand there side by side, watching them, waiting. Hey, Ai-chan? Will whispers under her breath. Leaning closer to her and she bends down, placing her mouth near my ear. Get a reminder of just how small I am. Really am the shortest person here, aren't I? Need to watch out. If I'm not careful, somebody might step on me. A tiny little light will be extinguished faster than blinking. Well, I mean, nobody stepped on me, but somebody has snuffed the life out of me multiple times already. I wonder if this is how Gulliver felt when he went to Brooding, but whatever that. Yeah. Yes. What is it, Noel? Isn't this supposed to be a tearful apology scene? I suppose so. Why? There aren't many tears. Isn't much apologizing either. Huh, well, you're right about that. Guess these two girls will be stubborn until the very end. If they brought them together so Ree could apologize, the hollow words "I'm sorry" have yet to pass between her lips. Maybe she's too prideful to admit she was wrong. Especially in front of somebody she has been incorrectly accusing for 2 years. Suddenly having to admit you were mistaken all that time must be pretty painful. His hands clasp into fists at his sides. His turns light pink. Ree doesn't seem to care. Clearly insensitive to Ree's wavering emotion, she glares up at her, eyes narrowed. Look, if you're going to say something, you better hurry up and say it. I've got better things to do than wait around here for you, you know. Hold on just a second, stupid Amu. I need time to get my thoughts together. A fair, delicate maiden like you. You can't all be uncivilized brutes. I've given you enough time. Much more do you want me to waste on you? Waste? What are you talking about? Well, spending time with me, the great Onodera Araya, waste. Because you're pain and you're rude, and you're spoiled, and being with you makes me want to bash my head against a wall. How rude. Disgusting. Expect a peasant like you. Action. All frowns. Sticks close to my side, just like a grain of rice, so she can continue whispering in my ear. Don't think the whispering really matters right now, though. Don't think Rai and Moo would notice it, even if she wanted it. even if she shouted full volume through a loudspeaker. Far too absorbed in their rapidly mounting argument to pay any attention to anything else. Action? They're fighting. Yep. This isn't the same as apologizing, is it? Nope. Not by a long shot. It's too... I'm pretty good at being honest, are they? No, they're not. Not at all. Even though they like each other, too embarrassed to tell the truth. It's a bit like me. Look at Noelle, confused. What do you mean? I mean, I'm also bad at telling the truth. Don't do it very often. I never told you about my old school, have I? Never said anything about my life before I moved here. No, but don't think that's lying. It's not. No, just because we're friends, it doesn't mean I have to know everything about you. You're allowed to have some secrets. That's how people are. Offered Noelle a small smile. Besides, I wasn't always entirely truthful with you in the past either. Well, that is true, but... There was a small pause, punctuated by the steady barrage of insults flying back and forth between a Rai and a Moo. At least neither of them had grown so infatuated that they've walked away. I think, in a strange way, though they look like they hate each other, I actually like doing this. I like arguing. Even when they were friends, they insulted and bullied each other all the time. Maybe this is just how they interact. Maybe sometime I should tell you about my past. As long as it doesn't end in murder, I'm good. It sounds nice. And my future, and everything. I think Arai has taught me something. Maybe it isn't such a bad thing to confide in others after all. Oh, well, I wouldn't force you to tell me or anything. But if you want to, then I'd be happy to hear it. Whatever you have to say, you would be happy? Yeah, I'd be happy. That's good. I want to make you happy. After all, you are my best friend. Even though it's cold out here, I can feel it. My face is flushed, slightly redder than usual. Yet, despite that, it isn't embarrassing. Instead, it makes me happy to see Noelle smile. Something that happens so rarely, like a lunar eclipse. I always feel like I should declare this day as a national holiday. Not that I have the authority to do such a thing, of course. Yeah, you're my best friend too. Really? Really. Alright. Noelle looks towards the still bickering couple, face set in an unusual expression of determination. Since this mess is mostly my fault, I'll tell Moo myself. I'll tell her I'm sorry. I don't want to keep telling lies. I don't want to keep hurting people. Not anymore. Okay, good, because I've already been hurt enough. Both emotionally and physically. And with that, Noelle walks forward. Walks forward and clears her throat. Softly, but assertively. Small sound is enough to make both girls pause. Words down in the air. Turning around slowly, they both look at Noelle. Noelle? What is it? Sorry, but we have an important discussion. Can't it wait? Noelle doesn't waver. Stands there strong, focused, and determined. I need to tell you something, Moo. Need to apologize. Huh? Apologize? What for? Please accept my apology. Noelle bows her head deeply, hands clasped at her front. I'm sorry. I was the one who destroyed that letter, and I'm the reason that your friendship with Arai fell apart. Huh? He stares at Noelle. Noelle stares at the ground. Then her face bright red. Stupid Noelle. I was the one who was going to apologize, not you. Rice shouts, hands clenched together. Curls bouncy as she moves her head. So I can almost see tears beating on the corner of her eyes. Contrast between her eye, face red as a beet. Noelle was standing there awkwardly, all in light, face ghostly pale, is kind of funny. Noelle blinks once, twice. Then she tilts her head to one side. Huh? Whatever. Completely ruined my big moment, you idiot. Idiot? I am? Yes. But I thought this was my fault, so I should be the one to apologize. Was that wrong of me? Have I been selfish again? Those voices filled with a pure, childlike innocence that not even a riot can counter. Ray winces, one hand pressed against her chest, and stumbles backward as though she's been shot. It isn't wrong, but I also, I don't know. I wanted to apologize first, and you took my big moment away. That's all. Oh, I'm sorry. Must have misread the situation. Bad talking with people was so... Oh, so is that what this was all about? Effectively, a wide smile spreads across Moo's face. Yeah. Ready, and Moo presses her hand against Noelle's head, ruffling her hair mercilessly. Don't know if I've ever seen Noelle's hair so messy before. Thank you, Noelle. If you hadn't told me what this was about, I'd still be in the dark. The girl over there is so stubborn she never would have apologized by herself, no matter what she says. Mike glares at Moo pointedly, arms folded. Huh? I'm not stubborn. I was merely waiting for the opportune moment, and by shouting at me, how was that going to create the opportune moment, Ree? It's all about the drama, the theatrics, Wait a second. Ree frowns. Did you call me Riri? I guess I did, huh? But why? You haven't called me that in ages. You haven't really given me the opportunity. You saw me every time I see you. Maybe that's true, but I thought that there was no point in being nice anymore, and she must already hate me. I thought everything was already messed up beyond repair, so I shouldn't get my hopes up. So I should push you away as much as possible. Was I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I got a bit tired of being angry. Not very much fun. And it's exhausting. So you want to be my friend again? Out of laziness? Maybe. It's kind of disheartening. But still, Ree's face contorts. Looks like she is in pain. I'm sorry for doubting you all this time. I should have known you weren't lying. I should have believed you. Like pulling teeth. Girl really is bad at admitting her own mistakes, isn't she? It's fine. I forgive you. I didn't like being mad that much either. This girl is bad at accepting sincere compliments. What a funny pair they make. Kind of like a stand-up comedy duo. Maybe if I spoke to a TV station, I could get them their own show. Sure that it'd be popular. Marie pulls a strand of her light blonde hair around one finger, gaze restless. Thank you, Moo. Thank you for forgiving me. Though my opinion might not be worth much, being an outsider, I think the atmosphere between these two has become far more gentle. I think in the last minute or so, something fundamental about their relationship has changed. That must be what they both look at. That must be why they both look so at peace. Was that they could always be friends, compliment each other well, clearly like one another a lot, so it'd be sad if they ever fell out again, especially over a misunderstanding like this. I'm only going to say that once, you know. Since I don't make a habit of prostrating myself before commoners. Moo giggles. It's alright, you don't need to say anything else. Not you and your big mouth, you just ruined the mood. What do you mean? How could I, on a dare I ruin anything? You should be glad I'm imparting even more of my wisdom on you, stupid moo. As if I would be glad about an annoying Foxburgus gangster like you talking to me. You're the only one who should know your place. Gangster? Why, you jerk? I'm nothing of the sort. I'm a refined lady. Your true colors are showing right now, Ruby. You're so refined as just a little bit adorable. Adorable? No way. Shut up or I'll smash your teeth in. Then, since it's these two idiots, a calm, peaceful atmosphere is destroyed in approximately 30 seconds. Hey, Akchan? Her looks towards me, a small frown on her face. Yeah? What is it? I'm troubled. Why? I think this is all wrong somehow. Wrong? Yeah, I did something bad. Am I a bad person? So, Will frowns. Why aren't they angry with me? Natural for people to be angry if someone does something bad. But they argue with each other instead. I don't understand. Well, don't worry about it. Maybe they like fighting with each other more than they like fighting with anybody else. Oh, is that so? I suppose. This too might just be another way of showing love. Why don't you just die in a fire, stupid of you? Yes, you could use my ashes as a new type of concealer. Maybe your skin won't look so wrinkled. My skin is not wrinkled, you hag. Why don't you go look in a mirror? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. You can't. Because your face is so hideous, it would make any mirror break. Be it a very twisted one. Oh, man. There's a lot packed in there, that's for sure. Oh, and we got another true ending. Because I'm guessing there must be like a true ending for each character. Because we had one for Moo. Now we've had her one. So we only got Noelle's left, but we still got quite a number of endings to still get through, so I'm definitely going to be getting through them, but I'm going to probably take a break after this one, because holy hell, that took me probably about 5 to 6 hours to record just those other endings, so oh my god, my voice is wrecked. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying this so far. Definitely liking all the different routes and different outcomes for it. May it be deadly or not, but yeah, really loving this visual novel. Man, there's so much to this that I did not expect there was going to be. Didn't realize there was going to be so much reading for this, but definitely enjoying it. Oh, look at the little chibi, that's so cute. The two sisters, oh my god, that's so adorable. Oh, also makes me wonder if we'll actually get to see, or the sister finds out about me, because... Let me finish my thought, because, yeah, she kind of hated me because she thought I was, broke her sister's heart, but in actual fact I didn't. I didn't even know. Oh, poor Akchan didn't even know this was all happening in the background, so, but, no. Your hair isn't messy. Interesting. Hello, sir. Welcome to Moo Cafe. Hey there, Moo. Moo grins at me, hands on her hips. Is there anywhere in particular you would like to sit? Will you be dining alone today? Or... Her smile widens. Something sneaky, almost feminine about it. Reminds me of the monkeys I saw on the school trip to the zoo all those years ago. Did you perchance come to go up and stare at our cute new waitress? Oh my god, and she's got a maid outfit on. Indeed, standing by Moo's side, hair neatly curled and her face flushed is another waitress. New employee who only started working here a couple of weeks ago. Blonde hair falls around her shoulders and curly waves like a golden waterfall. Eyes are indigo, a penetrating shade of purple. Wearing a light brown maid outfit, complete with puff sleeves and an apron. Frilly skirts shift around her legs with each movement, with a certain kind of grace. In this cafe, where fancy outfits aren't required, she stands out like a sore thumb. Place isn't as a Moo has impressed upon me many times before. Maid cafe after all. Oh, cool. So, I'm guessing this is like a few years later in the future, so Moo's got herself her own maid cafe. Cool. Even though she's trying to hide behind a Moo, her face lightly flushed, I can tell who it is at once. Always did stand out, didn't she? Hey there, Ree. Turns her head away, blonde hair fluttering. Such an airish reaction, I can't help but smile. Why are you conversing with me in such a familiar manner? Isn't that a little too forward? I'm sorry. I thought since we were writing letters that doesn't mean anything, you moron. Letters aren't the same as face-to-face interaction. It's completely different. Roles are all different. Everything is different. Girl's heart is a delicate thing. You should try to have more tact for once. Honestly. Alright, I'll try. And you can stop smiling too. It's not like I'm glad to see you or anything, idiot. Even though she looks a little different, the abrasive way she speaks hasn't changed at all. Don't know why, but I find it comforting. I think that style of speech suits her. It's not just a Ree who looks different either. Moo does too. They're wearing those softer sweaters she's often favoured, now wearing a pale green dress sprinkled with white spots. Hair is a little longer too, tied up with a ribbon. Even though I'm not used to looking at a Moo in such a way, I think it's kind of cute. Where are you looking at, Chan? No, I am, face turns red. Tried to wave my hands before my face, lost for words. Didn't think she knows me looking. Must have forgotten. These eyes are sharp, like a hawk's. Nothing can get past her, especially knowing that something could be used as material to embarrass me. I was just thinking, you're different. Have you finally been bowled by my good looks and charm? Have you? No, I just... If you think she looks good, you should be thanking me. Look at her, still staring down at the floor, face flushed. Curls her hands against the hem of the skirt, eyes narrowed. I was the one that chose that dress. I picked it out when we went shopping. It was all my idea. Is that so? Yes. Moo's no good at all with fashion. She'd probably wear a potato sack or garbage bags if I let her. Moo giggles sheepishly, sticking her tongue out. Well, I've never been so good at that kind of thing. Seems like a waste if you live out in the country. Not like there's anybody I want to impress around here. So you say, but... Ray smirks. Since you started dressing like that, you've been getting a lot more tips during work, haven't you? I guess so. Even though I haven't really changed at all. People sure are stupid. It's true, people are stupid. Often judge others based on appearances, nothing more. But there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of that. still dressing up like this feels strange, like I'm wearing a disguise. Moo frowns, tugging at the hem of her dress. Must admit, that dress looks strange to me too, given I'm not used to it. But it's not like it doesn't suit her. In actual fact, I think she looks quite nice. It's too embarrassing to say something like that, though. Not to Moo. She is my childhood friend, after all. Moo knows my flushed face and giggles. Well, it seems like Achan likes it anyway. Caught out again. Need to learn to stop staring when I get surprised. Must make me look so stupid. Do you think an open-mouthed goldfish expression looks particularly becoming on anyone? He clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. Well, a typical response for a commoner like you. I'm not surprised at all. I'm sorry. I think you look pretty too. Huh? You do? Yeah, that outfit really suits you. Really? Isn't it a little too much? Since none of the other waitresses dress like this, I wasn't sure. Well, it does look a little unusual, but I think it suits you. Thanks. It wasn't my choice to wear this though, you know. It was Big Sis. Of course it was Big Sis. Why am I not surprised? Sounds like something she would do. Yeah, when she heard I was going to be working at a cafe, she went nuts. Said any girl working at a cafe needs to look the part, especially if that girl is her cute little sister, and, well, kinda escalated from there. I ordered this before I could stop her, and, well, I feel bad not wearing it, since it cost so much money, but still kind of embarrassing. I like pretty clothes, but this sort of outfit draws too much attention. Nixus is such a blockhead. Even if the outfit is unusual, it does look good on you. Really? You think so? Yeah, I do. I really do. I failed attempt at flattery cut short. Cut short by the devilish grin giggle that I know so well. Oh, and what's this? Are you two getting along surprisingly well? No, I was just... it's nothing, okay, stupid Moo. Nothing at all. I was just looking for some moral support. Moral support? Are you sure that's all it is? Of course. Is it really so strange I'd want more comfort? What? Comforting after spending so much time with a brute like you? It's not like I'm glad to see him again, so don't get the wrong idea. Moo's grin widens. Looks like a shark when she smacks like that. I can't believe you're still so bad at being honest, Harry. Even after all this time. I tried to work on my parents to make you happy, but... you haven't taken any of the lessons I give you to heart at all, have you? I don't need your advice, you moron. I already told you, I don't like Akchan. Really? Not one bit. Not at all. Even though you wrote him all those letters, that doesn't mean anything. We're just friends. Just friends? Is that what we're calling it now? Just shut up, okay? That isn't any of your business. My. Even though you're so young, you act like a crotchety old lady. I do not act like an old lady. I'm simply being refined. Stupid Moo. Old lady awry. Uneducated fool. Wanna be a gangster? Slow brain. Watches the two bicker back and forth. Customer costs trying to get their attention, but they ignore him. They've forgotten they're supposed to be working. It's so like them that I can't help but smile. But they still squabble like young children, getting heated over the most pointless of things. Yet, despite that, Though it may look like they hate each other, I swear I can see them smiling.